Welcome to the Poisoner's Cabinet. I'm Sinead.
And I'm a bit drunk.
And this is your weekly podcast exploring the lives of the great poisoners, macabre murders and captivating crimes from across the centuries, and creating curious cocktails inspired by the tales we tell. And it's episode 296.
Yay!
Yay! And we've had a Negroni.
We had a Negroni, yes. Makes a shame for the one. Oh, God, I can't speak.
It's been one.
It's been one Negroni. Quite a hefty Negroni. But,
Yeah.
I like it.
Often Nick and I, we do a warm-up chat that is available on Patreon for a certain tier, where we get into the weeds of things, and my God, we did, actually.
We have done,
it started
indeed.
as very domestic, and then it went to a place.
It went off piece somewhat.
And usually we have maybe a little glass of wine, but we had a Negroni this week,
Yeah,
and
I might have another one in a minute.
it's not your episode, so
Yep.
it's fine.
All the Negronis for me.
Oh, lovely. How are you, Nick, otherwise?
I'm fine.
You're in your beautiful, resplendent flat?
My beautiful restaurant flat, yes.
Nick's
Yes.
hallway looks like the fanciest hotel I've ever seen.
So pretty. I do just sit here sometimes and just look down there and go, oh, it's so nice.
As you should. It's worth it.
Because it is, yeah, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, no, but I have taken pictures, so there will be pictures.
Any poisonings this week?
Or me on Tuesday. My brain exploded.
Your brain exploded.
My eyes went...
Oh yeah, not good.
Into
Had the
blood-stopping-
migraine attack.
Yes, so that was less fun.
Yes.
But apart from that, I've recovered now.
Oh, okay, good. I'm fine. I have been poisoned by Summerween.
Summer, yes, you
Products.
explained this to me earlier. I thought
I've
never heard of such a thing.
And Nick, you have so much to look
Apparently
forward to.
so,
You have so
so.
much beauty to look forward to because it is June. Summerween is upon us. I went out and bought the local products available for Summerween, and it's a thing.
Who knew such a thing was existing?
Oh, I've got some Jacko melons, which does sound weird,
You say
but
that.
I've got them.
It just sounds like you've got haunted breath.
That too, and now I have some actual carved melons. The two things have met in the greatest of the Summerween tradition.
You can't put googly eyes on your boobs. And...
I can, and I have, Nick. Yes, that's all fine. So we've been poisoned by the whimsy, apparently.
A lot of whimsy.
Oh, wonderful. Well, speaking of being poisoned by whimsy, but also just making creative uses of googly eyes, I think it is time for us to thank our delicious Patreon subscribers.
Absolutely, we should. And this week we have to say thank you so much to Peter Q,
To Angela.
to Bruce Hislop,
And to SJM.
Marvellous.
Thank you, sexy, sexy Patreon subscribers. You're a lovely, lovely, lovely lot. So this week, unfortunately, with Deadly Nightcaps did not go out because Nick was unwell. But what went out instead, for the delight of all Patreons, was a little sample of our After Dark episodes. At the beginning of our episodes, we do a little warm-up chat where we put the world to rights. We discuss strange things in the world, in the room, what's happening generally in our brains. And a lot of the time it's a lot of fun and it's very strange. So we released a sample of that this Tuesday as Nick was not well. But also on Patreon, we have every single week, we have an extra bonus episode called Deadly Nightcaps, as well as different bonus material for different tiers on there. It is a wonderful place. It is the wonderful place where all of our lovely patrons gather. They gather to listen to things. They gather to chat. We have a chat with them. It's a wonderful community. So if you want to know what the hell we're talking about, please do consider joining us on patreon.com/The Poisonous Cabinet. This is where you can support the show and you will get lots more from us. Well, Nick, are you ready
probably.
to drink cocktails and talk about poison?
More cocktails, please.
More
More cocktails,
You
yes,
want to
please.
talk about
More
those?
cocktails.
Or we could drink poison and
No,
talk
I want
about
cocktails.
cocktails.
I
No,
want
no
cocktails.
poison for us this week. Let's go with the first one. Hooray, hooray, hooray. It is my story this week, and we can't possibly have a story without a cocktail in hand. As you know, dear listeners, every week we choose a secret ingredient that is inspired by the tale that we tell, and what flavour our cocktail of the week. Nick, this week's secret ingredient is, as he sups his Negroni, it is a dead rabbit.
A dead rabbit.
A dead rabbit.
Dead rabbit.
We've had rabbits before, but this
We have-
one's dead.
This one's very dead.
Is very dead rabbit.
Yes.
Yes. There you go.
Yes.
Terrible things have happened. Who killed the rabbit?
Who killed the rabbit? Who knows? Who knows?
Indeed. So with a dead rabbit
Yes.
as your inspiration, your ingredient, what have you come up with?
So we're going to have this week.
Yes. Okay.
It's called
Yeah.
The White Rabbit, brackets, 1837.
Oh, okay. So it's definitely dead.
So, well, indeed, by now it is absolutely definitely dead.
Oh, excellent.
Why it's an 1837 rabbit, I don't know.
I was asking if you. I was wondering if you had put that on yourself.
No, that's actually part of the name.
Okay, White Rabbit 1837. Oh,
1837.
that's mystical. That's
So,
the first
yes.
time we've had brackets
So,
in a
yes.
cocktail, I think.
So that rabbit's definitely dead.
Oh, it seems like it's like Yellowstone, or like, you know, it's like a season. But like this is the White Rabbits, but also this one in the past. Yeah, now you know the origin story.
The origins. This is the White
Is
Rabbit
it the
origins.
origin story of Alice in Wonderland? The White Rabbit's done terrible, terrible things. Excellent. Well, I'm excited.
Me too.
I think it is high time for us to hop into the Poisonous Cabinet kitchen
But I'm so
and
comfy.
shake up a storm. So we'll see you in a minute.
See you in a bit.
Yay. And we're back.
Hello.
So, Nick, the White
Yes.
Rabbit,
Yes.
1837.
37.
Oh, I was well remembered by
No,
me.
indeed, well done.
Okay, right. It's brown.
Brown.
It's a brown drink, not white.
Not white, this is true.
No,
Failed.
creamy. Lovely. Okay, how do you feel about this one?
I have strangely high hopes.
Strangely high
Strangely
hopes.
high hopes.
Strangely high.
Strangely high hopes.
Okay,
It's got things that on paper should work.
but you're still like you've been hurt before.
I indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it
There we
looks
are.
very nice. Got another nice glasses. All right. Well, I guess there's nothing for it but to dive in and hope it does us
Indeed.
right.
Yes.
All right. Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Okay. Yes,
Oh, it's quite sweet.
it is very sweet.
It's very sweet.
It's very sweet.
But not unpleasant.
No, not unpleasant at all. I was not prepared for it to be that sweet,
No,
but then
neither
we've
was I.
just had a Negroni, and the bitterness is strong with that
That is
one.
true.
So yeah, that is.
That is true.
It's on the edge of being too sweet, but I'm not hating it. Let me know in a second.
No.
I like it, but I think it's too sweet. Is there orgeat in this, or like no almondy? No,
No.
apricot?
No.
No, just no, none of that. Okay, fuck you. Honey,
No.
bourbon.
Yes.
Only because I saw it flash up on the phone that you bought some bourbon.
I did think of that. As soon as it pinged up on my phone, I thought, Sinead's going to know what I thought.
You have the business account. It was like, money for bourbon. I'm like, right, I know what's in this bloody. It's brown as well, so maybe I could have worked out. Is there red vermouth in there?
I know.
No. Maraschino?
Nope.
What is that taste? Fruity.
There is a fruity thing.
There is a fruity thing.
Fruity thing.
Fruity thing, right.
Fruity
so it's not
thing.
maraschino.
Nah.
So not apricot. Like
No.
peach jam, like a jammy?
No.
Ja-
We have had this with bourbon before, to great success, if I recall.
Okay. But fruity.
Yes, fruity.
Pomegranate.
No.
Watermelon.
No.
Watermelon. Jackomelon. Okay, right, apple. Pear.
No.
Fucking. So, okay, right, I'm gonna go through all the fucking fruit. Oh, banana. That's it.
Banana.
Oh yes.
Bourbon banana. Lovely.
Banana,
Yum,
very
yum, yum,
nice.
yum.
Doesn't taste of banana, but it's very sweet.
Very sweet. There are some other sweet things in this.
Okay, well, sugar syrup.
No, not quite. As syrup, but flavoured.
Okay. Well, a flavoured sugar syrup.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
The cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon syrup.
Cinnamon. A hint of cinnamon. What? Yeah, I'm gonna get that now. Oh, it's building up for a lovely pie. Okay, so yeah, it grows. Actually, it's not as bad on the third sip. It's mellowed.
I think the bitterness from the previous Negroni highlighted the sugariness,
Accentuated
the sugariness.
It did, because that first sip, I was not sure if I
Yeah.
could carry on with it. It was lovely flavour, but it was on that clawing sweetness. But now,
But now it's like the sweetness has.
I don't know, but also I don't know if it's bullshit of me kind of going all that. Oh yes, I can. The banana and the cinnamon, as if it's roasted with bourbon. It's lovely. It's just lovely. Very nice banana, cinnamon, bourbon. What else? Anything else?
One more thing.
One more thing. An alcohol.
An alcoholic thing.
Oh god, vermouth.
Nope.
No.
It's the fun to say.
Cachaça.
No.
Drambuie.
Nope.
What do you like to say? I don't want to. There's certain ones that you like. It's not Dubonnet.
It's not Dubonnet.
Dubonnet.
It's not Dubonnet, unfortunately.
But what's fun to say? What? Oh
That's
god.
the
is
other
this-
one that's fun to say.
What's the other thing that's fun to say? Oh, not Sue's. No, that's evil.
That's boring.
The Montenegro.
No, that's not fun.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what you've said that's fun. It'll come. Obviously, it'll make sense in a minute. Chinar.
Nope.
No.
That's not very fun either.
Oh right. Bloody hell. What is it then?
Falernum.
Fleur.
Falernum.
The flernum. You do love to say that.
It's
yeah.
fun. It's fun. The
Flernum.
velvet falernum.
Oh my god, yeah, that'll knock you on your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum.
It's quite. You're delighted because you're like, yay.
I'm thinking, yes, now I just want to sort of like roast some bananas in bourbon and loveliness and make a nice pie with some crumbliness and some ice cream. That'd be quite tasty.
It's strong, people. It does give you that sort of that cinnamony banana. Well, obviously because it's got those things.
Because it's got cinnamon banana in there.
I was thinking the same thing of like,
Yes.
oh yeah, roast it and kind of like sort of like
caramelized, these sort of
That's exactly
loveliness
it.
and some
It's
nice
like a
bourbon in there.
caramelized banana.
Yeah.
With a hint of
With
cinnamon.
a hint of cinnamon.
Oh, it's
And
tasty.
some falernum.
It feels like an autumnal drink
Yes, I'll give you that.
more so than a
It's
summer
not. It's not.
drink.
No, that's very true. I'll give you that one.
Summerween, though.
Some summerween. Yes,
For a
we are in the
summerween drink,
summerween.
We're in the summerween, so if you want to channel a nice autumnal drink to have by the fire as you're toasting marshmallows and
In the middle of June.
psychopaths, yeah, exactly, then you can mix that up. Okay,
Well, I like that.
the White Rabbit,
Yum, 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 yum.
1837, very nice.
Tasty, tasty, tasty.
Well, with the White Rabbit firmly in hand,
Firmly.
in hand, pulling it out of the hat, would you like a story, Nick?
Go. Yes.
Okay, Nick. Well, this week.
Well.
Well, I'm going to set the scene for you, Nick.
Right.
This was a place that Charles Dickens once wrote of.
Okay.
And he said in one of his books, poverty,
Which one?
wretchedness, and vice are rife enough where we are going now.
How exciting.
Calm down, Charles. Yes, he was, of course, writing about New York.
Not
York
London
City.
town.
No, I mean, he'd done enough about London,
Enough of London town.
And also, yeah, Charles, calm the fuck down, Charles, all right? You know, like, oh, yes, poverty, wretchedness, and vice. Yeah, you've just
Talking about
come from
Broadstairs.
London.
Talking about Broadstairs, he was.
He was. Loved Broadstairs. Loved it. Loved hiding his wife as well. Yes. No, he was writing, of course, in New York, and that is where we're going this week. We're going into New York in the 1800s.
There's a slight hint with the secret ingredient you've chosen.
Well, I mean, it did sort of scream a particular
It wasn't
thing.
overly subtle, yes.
No, I know. And I just went with it.
No,
because
absolutely
maybe...
nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean, we need to find out what happened to that rabbit.
What did happen to the rabbit?
What happened to the dead rabbit? Maybe it was a whole
What
plot
happened
of a
to
murder.
Liam Neeson?
No, we are going to be talking about the gangs of New York.
Very good. Did you just watch the film?
I've watched the film many
Yes,
times.
I thought it wasn't a documentary.
It wasn't a documentary. No, but the film was based loosely on the book Gangs of New York from 1928 by a man named Herbert Asbury.
Herbert Asbury.
Well, Asbury. But
Asbury.
I pronounce it Asbury. for fun.
Just for
really,
fun.
literally. Yeah,
We're all about the fun words at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah, just run that man's reputation into the ground, apparently. No, he did this book in 1928 all about the gangs in New York and profiled them and profiled the most famous ones. And yes, loosely adapted, but put to the screen, in my opinion, in a very good way, by Martin Scorsese in the film Gangs of New York. But there were gangs of New York.
There were gangs.
So it's a chance for us, as we sometimes like to talk about a gang. We
do,
like to
this is
discuss
true.
a gang because they did many crimes.
Yeah, we discussed some sort of gang-adjacent activities in New York, but never really
Yes.
the gangs of.
No, we've done big time criminals
Yeah.
who sort of were affiliated
Yes.
with gangs.
Dear, what was it? The fancy lady?
Mendelbaum.
Yes.
I'm going to cut that so it makes it sound
Well
like that I
done.
knew it instantly.
Instantly, just as there.
Yes. We have obviously covered career criminals before. Mostly we have done London. We've done a little bit in America. Obviously, as we said, of Mrs. Mendelbaum and the people trying to hunt them down. But usually gangs who were more about the stealing and banding together, you know, using their cunning to swipe bolts of fabric and finery from the wealthy folk of London and put them in places and smuggle them out with no one detecting them in their big smuggling pockets.
So many smuggly pockets.
So many smuggling pockets. But what are the gangs of New York? Where did they come from? Who were they? And were they real?
Where did they go?
Where did they go? Where are they now? What happened?
Where did they come from? Dear old Cotton Eye Joe.
Joe. He was there
He
singing.
was there.
You can imagine him on the streets going like in an old Irish
He
ditty.
was there chronicling the whole thing in his journal. Where did they come from? Where did they go?
Writing down. Cotton Eye Joe, 1837. So he was there. But let me tell you of the gangs. Let me tell you of the gangs, and you can make up many a ditty
I shall.
about them. So they spawned. The gangs of New York spawned sort of generally civil unrest. Sort of city civil unrest generally in the 1800s. And be breaking the law many times over.
As gangs tend to
yes,
do.
Yes, and they'll even be a murder. There'll even be a murder or two in
Just
here.
the odd one or two.
Yes. New York in the 1800s, obviously, is receiving, as was London at the time, to be fair, a steady flow of immigrants.
Yes.
Of immigrants. A lot in New York. London,
not.
quite a few. New York, getting a lot. It would really kick off with the Irish with the famine,
Yes.
obviously, in the middle of the century, where they're like, Jesus Christ, we need to leave. Because the English are starving us to death. So a steady flow of immigrants, predominantly from Ireland and Germany as well. All these people are coming into the city. And again, the streets are not paved with gold suddenly. And while some people...
Mainly horse poo.
Mainly that. Some people are obviously going to California going, there's gold there. New York, we just need somewhere. And there's many 100,000 other people going, we also just need somewhere. A lot of poor people coming into the city needing food and shelter and work. And basically immigrants equal cheap labour to New York, where there is a lot of prejudice, but they're also like, oh great, okay, we can just use you to do work and just to you'll basically do anything, won't you? You're willing to work for terrible conditions and shit pay, quite frankly, and a lot of abuse. A lot of abuse you're going to get from native-born New Yorkers. Anyway, still, chin up, don't worry.
It's all good. Welcome.
It's welcome. Hello. Well, I mean, his profile later, this is actually after this period, there is that period, which is actually shown in the Gangs of New York film, of the draft during the Civil War, which is in the 1860s, I believe, and it's a small period where and a huge riots about the draft to go into Civil War, and shown literally immigrants would come and get off the boat and then be pushed into another boat and saying, right, there you go, for 3 meals a day, go and fight for your new country now, and they'd be like, oh, you've been killed. Not that yet, but it's coming
almost
in the future. Yeah, a lot of the newcomers, the main thing is obviously they are foreigners, they are immigrant workers. That's going to cause a lot of annoyance to other working class people who live there, native born, because everyone's fighting for work, they're fighting for money. But again, as ever, any other chance for prejudice, oh, you know what they are? Catholics.
Yep.
Bloody Catholics.
Bloody Catholics.
Coming over here with their transubstantiation.
Stealing our Eucharist.
Stealing our Eucharist and telling stories about it. No, it doesn't happen. The magic, the tabernacle, oh, it's there. It's known if you know your history, but again, pointing out that a lot of the civil unrest in New York as well is between Catholics and Protestants. It's not just the fact that it's immigrants coming over, it is the fact that they're Protestant and the Catholics, they don't like them. There's a lot of anti-Catholic feeling being stirred up. So these tensions obviously will lead to the rise of a number of street gangs. It's a combination of, you've got tension in the street, you have different people coming to the country who you're going to try and find your people, you're going to try and find people who will take you in, who will tell you where the good work is, where the nice houses are, and aren't going to beat the shit out of you immediately. And this is going to all happen in the parts of Lower Manhattan. You've got the Bowery and the 5 Points, the famous 5 Points. See, which has 5 points. I can go through all of the streets, but I don't think anyone...
I want them to know the points. What are the points?
No.
Point 1.
Because you're not listening and you don't care.
How dare you?
The two things. A lot of impoverished working class people working in the Bowery and the 5 Points, living there, trying to survive. Safety in numbers, obviously, means that you're going to band together with people, and it's the time you have to fend for yourself. You have to go out and get whatever you can. And yes, you are fighting against people who just don't want you to be there. So there's a lot of aggression. There's a lot of violence on the street. You're going to gang up with people literally to survive, and then also go, you know what, fuck it. Fight people in a very roundabout way. I fancy a fight. Well, most gang members were young men.
Yes.
A few women in there as well, some famous ones, established in an area, and they would look to push out rival gangs and workers, as you can imagine. This is my territory. This is over here.
Oh, man.
And observe my wonderful outfit that shows the gang that I'm in. You can't come in here. And there are some wonderful outfits, which I will be describing. Nice. Don't you worry.
Good.
So they are not only trying to fight for their own territory, but, where you have muscle, where you have power, where you have intimidation, and some of these gangs are incredibly large. They can take on the police when they are rioting, because there are so many of them. They are also useful politically. They're useful politically to sway people's
to vote the right way.
To vote the right way. Let's call it that. You have... We won't go into the machinations of the whole political system in New York. Maybe in the future we will. But you've got Tammany Hall. Obviously, you've got the Democrats, and then you've got the Know Nothing party that are part of the American Party, which are very anti-immigration. And you have these two sides sort of warring and rivalry. And there are elections, and where it is just a lot of sort of pushing people to the voting polls, the gangs are going to be used in different people's political machinations and their own ambitions as well. So yes, gangs, as we've said, often wore uniforms, telltale items to show that what gang you're affiliated with. So that could be hats, that could be coloured shirts. They also acted as a way to identify allies in the street as well. So they can, you can spot people. If you're going to round people off, there's going to be a battle. They can take over large areas. Use your physical strength or sheer numbers to go to war with people. And you can, picture marauding gangs swaggering around the place with cunty little outfits on. Pushing people around. It's not just a show for show. It is violence on the street is real. It is brutal. It is big. It is huge what is happening. And this will lead to huge riots. And there are documented accounts of different gang fights which take over the city or take over the whole area for days on end and result in a huge amount of damage. But it's a good opportunity for us to delve into the true story behind two of the biggest gangs. What would come to your mind? Well, the Dead Rabbits.
Well, the Dead Rabbits. They're there.
The Dead Rabbits, the other one?
I can't remember the other one. Well, those are the Bowery Boys, but probably not them.
Yes.
Oh, is it the Bowery Boys?
It's the Bowery Boys.
Bowery Boys.
The Bowery Boys. They're also called the true Americans or the natives.
Yes, that's what they're called in the film, isn't it?
They are, the natives are sort of like born wise. But the Bowery Boys and the Dead Rabbits. And the leaders of both. Mr. John Morrissey and the infamous Bill the Butcher. And his murder. So let's start with the Bowery Boys.
Okay.
Bowery Boys, the Americans, who are anti-Catholic and anti-Irish. That's what they said when they arrived. We've decided.
None of these.
Yeah. They're a gang mainly made up, as I said, of native-born New Yorkers. Got their name from the area, obviously, in which they operated. The Bowery Boys were a company of volunteer firefighters. They're respected in that respect. They are a fearsome gang, but they have a job to do around the city. They loved drinking, they loved going to the theatre, they loved getting into fights and looking rather splendid in their chosen uniform. So their uniform was, and this is an account from the time, a black silk hat, and this is kind of like a stove.
Yeah, big
stovepipe.
Stovepipe hat.
So black silk hat, smoothly brushed, sitting precisely on top of the head, hair well oiled, lying close to the skin, long in front and short behind.
Okay.
So what was that? Like curtains?
Like a curtain sort of thing going on?
That's put me right off them. Curtains. That's not a good look for anyone. Maybe it's sort of quiffed.
Maybe. But...
I don't know. I don't know. We're spending too long on the hair. So, cravat a la sailor.
Ooh,
that's what it's called.
Sailor.
A la sailor. With the shirt collar turned over it, vest of fancy silk, large flowers. Black frock coat. No jewellery, except in a few instances where the insignia of the engine company to which the wearer belongs, as a breastpin, black pants, 1 or 2 years behind the fashion, heavy boots, and a cigar about half smoked in the left corner of his mouth, as nearly perpendicular as it is possible to be got. He has a particular swing, not exactly a swagger to his walk, but a swing which nobody but a Bowery boy can imitate. He's quite sexy.
That is quite the look. Yeah.
It's quite stylish.
Yeah.
And, it's very
I'm
apart from the
liking that.
curtains. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm liking the look there.
But it's good. And like flowery vest and everything.
Flowery vest.
Often it was a red shirt. It was a really flaring red shirt. And it was sort of like nodding to the fire department. There was another account from 1872 from James Dabney McCabe. He said of the Bowery Boys, you might see him strutting along like a king with his breeches stuck in his boots. So they're always tucked into his boots. His coat on his arm, his flaming red shirt tied at the collar with a cravat, such as could be seen nowhere else. None so ready as he for a fight, none so quick to resent the intrusion of a respectable man in his haunts. So these are very working class guys. They have no respect for the middle class, the upper classes. Anyone who is well-to-do struts around and tries to make themselves look big, they're going to be stabbed up. Real good. Most of the members had day jobs or trades, but they would all respond to the fire alarms across Manhattan. And this is where they do their little scheme of putting out fires. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this. And again, very well done in the film.
In the film, yes. I remember the scenes from the scene in the film. Yes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of prestige and power to be won by maintaining the fires and putting out fires, and it's a bit of a battle for who gets there and who gets the victory, and also who gets the spoils of basically nicking stuff when you're down there as well. So lots of street fights when there is a fire about who's going to put it out. So the Bowery Boys, when they heard that there was a fire, they would send people down and they would rush to the scene as possible as soon as the alarm was raised, and they would find the nearest fire hydrant. One of the members would put a barrel over it, and they put a barrel over it and just be like, so any other fire crews that turned up, they couldn't get to the water supply. As soon as the Bowery Boys' engine turned up, they would take off the barrel, they hooked up, the other fire department was struggling, and then that just breaks into a fight. That just breaks into a street fight of them kind of like, who has saved the day with their fire engine? Sometimes the fire would be put out.
Sometimes. We forgot about that.
Most of the time it would just burn and burn as the two gangs fought each other for the sort of the prestige there, and again just like ransacking the place, and buildings just burn to a crisp, and someone's like, my baby. Big fans of the theatre as well. They would attend the Bowery Theatre. And there's quite the mixed scene, because obviously there's the well-to-do who'd attend the theatre, but they'd be down in the pit, as it were. And they were known and famous for cheering and shouting and shagging and lots of rowdy noises, to the point where when they were in the pit, no matter what was being done on stage, they would call out or shout out or heckle them. And if they didn't like what was going on, they'd just get up on stage and do their own thing. Or demand songs, or make requests. It was like, it had to be...
now, do this one.
Yeah, whatever they wanted... they got to change it, and they would throw food and they would pelt stuff and everything. Shakespeare was often asked to be performed and stuff, and some of them liked it, but yeah, everyone else who was there with their jewels and finery like, oh my goodness me. But who was the leader of the Bowery Boys, Nick?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
It was Daniel Day-Lewis. He had many roles in his life. Yeah. Bill the Butcher, William Poole, otherwise known as Bill the Butcher. What was his deal? Well, his parents were English immigrants. Son of immigrants. But, you know what I'm saying? And he was born, though, he was native born in New Jersey, Sussex County. And he was a Protestant, shockingly.
Surprise.
Not much is known about his childhood, apart from the fact that when he was 11, him and the family moved to Lower Manhattan so his father could open a butcher's shop.
Nice.
And he trained in the trade, and he was a very skilled butcher, and he was known for his skills with a knife.
Always handy.
Would come in handy later,
Yeah, indeed.
running the family store. Outside of his day trade, Bill had a reputation for being a very good bare-knuckle boxer.
Handy.
Common
Okay.
theme with the leaders here as well.
Yeah.
Just, you know what, I'll absolutely fight you. And yeah, it's quite the prestige to have, and to be able to be a bare knuckle fighter and to live and to keep fighting. Yeah, it's quite the skill. He joined one of the volunteer fire brigades. They like, obviously, talent for fighting, talent for just running around a bit. And he falls into the gang, and he will end up sort of moving in as the leader of it. He was known as an adult. He was at least 6 feet tall, about 14 stone. His size and his skills with a knife were remarked upon, about what an imposing figure he was, of how he could carry himself.
I'm not going to mess with him.
No, yeah, and he's quite, and he's determined and he's confident as well. There was a report in the Times, he was known as being a notoriously dirty fighter, not adverse to biting off noses, gouging out eyeballs, or beating a man to jelly.
Okay.
He was a fighter, ready for action on all occasions when he fancied he had been insulted. And while his manners, when he was not aroused, were generally marked with much politeness, his spirit was haughty and overbearing. He could not brook an insolent remark from one who thought himself as strong as he. And he had this reputation of this brutality.
Yeah.
Seemingly genteel by day, but absolutely everyone was terrified of him. Beating people, particularly around the head and face, so they would always be marked. So they would walk around and be marked by it.
You're going to know.
There was a story, I think it was at the Florence Hotel in New York. There was some sort of to-do there. He was looking for the owner of the hotel. One member of staff was gotten, he thought he'd been slighted, beaten to a pulp in a brutal way. I think an eye was gouged as well. Absolutely awful. And this horrible, horrible description of of this person being beaten. And then they were looking for, I believe it was the owner or the manager of the hotel, but they couldn't find him. But they found his hat. So they tore it up into strips and stamped on it.
Jump on the hat.
And it was after this description of this horrific beating.
The manager is now hiding in the cupboard.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've got your hat. Okay, well, that showed you. And he's like, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
They leave, and he's like, that wasn't even my hat. So, yes, the Bowery Boys were said to have been formed sort of taken on by Poole. He merged his own gang with others. He had a Washington Street gang, moved them together, and then they became the supergroup, which is the Bowery Boys. All of them Americans and Protestants. He led them through many street battles, known to carve up his enemies with his butcher's knives. The gangs were the muscle for the famous Know-Nothings. So the Know-Nothings, do you know about them?
Oh, again, only through what I've seen in the film.
So the Know-Nothing, it's interesting. It's very political, and it's depressing when you get into it because you go, but now, when you look at it, deeply xenophobic, anti-Catholic political movement, and they were called the American Party. but they are the party, so they're kind of Republicans, but it's more of a conspiracy theory heavy movement.
Yes.
All about how there's a papist plot and all of these sorts of things that are going on, but it's just horrifying. Basically anti-immigration, and they're targeting all the Irish immigrants, and they are slightly insane as well, but they're really lengthy through history. It's interesting. And every good gang, though, needs a rival.
More quite.
They need a good rival gang.
Absolutely.
And one big one emerged in the shape of a dead rabbit. The Dead Rabbits. And we've been to the bar, Dead Rabbits, before it closed.
Yes.
Is it reopened yet?
Yeah, it's open again now.
Oh, is it open again?
Yeah.
Hurrah, hurrah,
They're
hurrah.
doing refurbishment.
Yes, a lovely, the Dead Rabbits bar in New York, if you ever get a chance to go there, do, because it's sensational. So, Irish-American street gang known as the Dead Rabbits. There is some people dispute about the Dead Rabbits existing because they think they're a faction of a larger gang called the Roach Guards, but they definitely were. It's also
well,
like you're
the most
splitting
famous
hairs.
Of the two, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they didn't exist, they've done a very good job of proving that
Yes.
they otherwise,
They're very famous for someone who doesn't exist.
Now, there are various stories about how they formed.
Well, indeed, yes. Where did they get their name from?
Okay, so
Tell me a story.
3 things. One is, and the context behind this is limited, so I think we should make stuff up. There was a meeting, a gang meeting. The gangs were all together. At some point, someone throws a dead rabbit into the centre of the room.
Right.
A dead rabbit. Not sure why.
Why not?
Maybe
Okay.
it was a meeting about rabbits. Maybe no one knew what a rabbit looked like. Maybe someone had killed someone's rabbit and they threw it in there. But a dead rabbit ends up in the middle of the floor.
In the middle, okay.
In there. A certain faction in there, this gang goes, that's either a bad omen or a good luck sign. We're leaving. There are some who say there is a gang who just saw it and went, that is bad luck, we are out. We're going to leave this meeting, and then suddenly they become the Dead Rabbits. Or others think that's good luck. That's a sign.
Like a rabbit's foot.
Rabbit's foot.
It's good. And generally,
Lucky.
one would hope the rabbit is dead when you've got their foot.
You would hope.
So,
If the rabbit's still alive, ooh, okay.
the rabbit's not happy.
The rabbit's not. It's not good luck for the rabbit.
Yeah.
But yeah, some say it's a bad omen and they fuck off. So then they get the name Dead Rabbits the whole time. Maybe it's a sneering. Dead rabbits.
Yeah, you ran away from a dead rabbit.
You ran away from a dead rabbit, so they become this fearsome gang and they use it. And then the other side is like, oh no, it's lucky. Give us the dead rabbit. There we go. I don't know. They're all confused in the gang or something. They're going, are we upset about the
dead
rabbit?
With 4 feet, 4 bits of luck.
4 luckies.
4 lucks there.
Also, if you run out of the room at a dead rabbit, you're not going to do well at a gang.
Doesn't bode well for your fighting, sort of, yeah.
Yes, so, but there's another version of this, which is interesting. One is that there's an Irish word, rawbait,
Okay.
which sounds fast like rabbit. Rawbait. Rawbait.
Okay.
So though, it translates as a big, imposing person, a big fella, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, and that is a big fella. Dead is very.
Yeah.
So basically, if you say dead, it's like, oh, he's dead, big fella. Whenever that is a dead rabbit. Dead rabbit, dead Robert.
Okay,
Robert.
right, yeah.
So if you say Robert, this is modern Irish-ish, with a bad pronunciation. You don't know what the kind of variant would be back then. It's closer to the Irish that it's a big fella, it's a big imposing person. But then the dead rabbit story is bollocks, maybe. There's also, in the original book, Gangs of New York, there's the writer had a glossary at the back or something like that of different gang terms and slang that was used by the police at the time, that the name rabbit referred to a member of a gang. So in the glossary that was used, it was rabbit actually meant a big fella, or kind of like, again, in the gang. This was a slang term that was used. So it's much more likely that there was a slang term, maybe derived from the Irish, because they're an Irish group, and there's a similarity with a certain word that has translated into the Dead Rabbits. Rather than
they ran away from a rabbit, and because for some reason someone threw a dead rabbit in the middle of a room for no apparent reason.
Maybe it was like a kind of weird sort of Camelot thing. Whoever runs from the rabbit, they shall rule.
I bought lunch.
Someone wrote that in one of the articles and went, "Why wouldn't they make a stew?" If you saw a dead, you're
Saw a dead rabbit.
starving.
Exactly.
And you're hungry. Someone throws a rabbit in there. You're going to skin that and eat it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, give us that. That's supper.
I like
That's
that.
lovely. Yeah. So there's all this bollocks about it, but they were called the dead
We
rabbits.
call the dead rabbits.
They're called the dead rabbits. Okay. The police fuck all this off and just call them the Mulberry Boys. Because that's Mulberry Street is where they have had their centre.
Makes
Imagine
sense.
the gang going, no, we're rabbits.
No, we're rabbits.
We're fluffy, bunny, jumpy. Right, fine. You're the fucking rabbits. There we go, Mulberry Boys. Yeah, what's that? It's a kind of bush. Oh, we're very twee.
Makes lovely silk.
They've just got these fairy tales that they're making up. Kind of going, grr, grr, arg. So they, fighting over the name, go against the Bowery Boys. There's a big discussion of like, what does all this mean? Throwing rabbits at them. But their symbol was they would carry around a dead rabbit on a pike. Yeah.
Delightful.
Because if you're going to be called the dead rabbits, then we need to go,
lean
we'll
into
use
it. Absolutely.
Lean
Yeah,
into it. Wherever it came from, a dead rabbit does end up. And so they walk around. A lot of rabbits died. Or just...
Hopefully for lunch. And then it was like, we'll use the skin.
The pelt. Yeah, you'd hope it'd be the pelt as well. There's not many rabbits in New York. I mean, there's greenery around.
Well, I'm sure they're probably like bred for eating.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Not for the murdering.
No, that's what I thought.
Not for the piking.
That's what I thought
I
you
was
meant.
thinking bred for
Oh,
lunch.
no, you make a very good point there, actually. I was like, they're breeding them to carry them around. This will be the ceremonial rabbit. Maybe.
Maybe all the rabbits came from one bloodline.
The holiest of rabbits.
The holiest of rabbits.
They gave them the luck. Okay, yeah, it's much more reasonable that they were bred for food. I don't know how long they keep it on the pike before it starts to get a bit drippy and weird. I'm assuming, probably a pelt, not a full rabbit. Some kid turns up. We just need to borrow Fluffy for a minute. Okay, can I have it back?
Probably not.
No, don't worry.
not.
Best you don't hang around for this.
Or, as Monty Python says, they're perhaps just really vicious rabbits.
What if they had rabbits that they set on people?
They just actually got attack rabbits.
It is the rabbit.
It's the rabbit.
It's not in any of the accounts that I've read that they bred
your
attack
accounts are wrong.
rabbits. That they had them just flying. That scene, the great fight scenes in Gangs of New York, superimposed
It's just rabbits flying across the streets. Being launched out of windows.
For anyone who didn't like that film, and I love that film, but that would make it better.
That would make it a lot better.
No more dead things on sticks. Wonderful, wonderful. So the dead rabbits are wandering along, debating about the pelts, going, can we have fancy clothes? They had a famous member, Hellcat Maggie,
Yes.
who was their lady.
Yes.
She filed her teeth down to points. She had brass claws on her hands so she could tear people apart
Nice.
and fight, because you fight dirty on the streets.
Oh, yes.
But who was the man behind the dead rabbits, and who would ultimately clash with the butcher himself?
Liam Neeson.
A man named Old Smoke. I think it's time for a drink.
Okay.
Nick, we have our drinks.
You.
We do. It's not Liam Neeson.
Oh.
It's not the priest.
Is it Leonardo DiCaprio?
It's not Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh.
Anyone else you want to mention from the film?
Can't remember.
Don't remember.
No.
No. Brendan Gleeson.
Oh, yeah, he was in it.
No, it's not him.
Not him. He was a policeman.
Well, sort of, a little bit. Maybe.
Okay.
I think probably Brendan Gleeson is the closest, but not.
Right.
You can picture him.
Okay.
Because it's John Morrissey. The leader of the Dead Rabbits at the time of this story was a man by the name of Old Smoke, or to give him his actual name, John Morrissey.
Okay.
Yes. Now, Old Smoke, I will tell you how he got his name.
Yeah, I like that name. It's a good name.
Oh, it's great. He was born in Tipperary in the spring of 1831, and his parents would emigrate with him and the rest of their kids to America in 1833. So yeah, he was 2 years old when he moved to America. So he's just a tiny toddler.
With a pet rabbit in hand.
They settled in Troy. There's a lot of foreign immigrants there as well. I think about 1 in 5 of these immigrants were Irish, largest ethnic group in the region. And John Morrissey's father was a labourer, but he couldn't really make enough to support his family, so they were always impoverished. There were 7 daughters and 1 son, John. And John has to help to support the family.
Yeah.
And he's like, Jesus Christ, what?
Come on, daughters, get out there and work.
The daughters they're sewing. I don't know. They're modelling themselves after Hellcat Maggie, maybe. Who knows? So John starts working at the age of 12 His first job is in a wallpaper factory.
Lovely.
You are so into wallpaper at the moment.
Love it, wallpaper.
Yeah, he makes the most beautiful wallpaper. In fact, and I looked it up, Nick, and that exact design out there can be traced back.
Traced back to him.
Traced back to him. He loved birds. He did. He wallpapered himself up a few times. It was like, no, he had to find other work. He had a lot of strength. He was a big guy, though. He was strong. He could take on the physically demanding work, and so that means he moves on to more pricey things. He becomes an iron worker, still as a kid, sort of preteen into his teens. And then as a teenager, he becomes a bouncer at a brothel.
Okay.
In Troy. Luckily, the brothel teaches him how to read.
Handy.
And probably other things as well. But good, steady work.
In the ways of the world.
In the ways of the world. So while he's at the brothel, he learns how to read, but he is a big guy, and he too becomes a boxer, and he becomes a very well-known bare-knuckle boxer, a very skilled fighter. He ends up getting involved in gangs in Troy, ends up becoming a kingpin in Troy, and then in 1848 he moves to New York City.
New York.
He becomes a deckhand on a steamer.
Fun.
Lovely. First thing he does is becoming a deckhand, he's going to marry the captain's daughter. Lovely. But it's on the steamer that he gets the nickname Old Smoke. Why do you think he gets the nickname?
He likes a cigar.
Interesting. Okay.
Or... don't know. He set the place on fire.
No, I want you to brace yourself for how cinematic this is going to sound.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Go
So,
for it.
as the stories go,
Right.
John, we know, boxer.
Yes.
Skilled bare-knuckle boxer. And on the steamer, he gets into an altercation with another very well-known boxer around those parts, Thomas McCain.
Okay.
And they challenge each other. They get into a thing and they're going to have a fight. They're going to have a fight in the boiler room. They're going to have a fight.
In the furnace.
During the fight, they are battling each other. They are knocking seven shades of shit out of each other. And at one point, John is hit and he falls onto burning coals. Burning coals there. And he's
just
pinned
lying
down.
around in the boiler room.
Well, there's sort of like, there's the barrel of burning coals or sort of like, near the furnace or something. This is, go with it.
Okay, just go with it.
It's a
It's
good...
just, yeah. I mean, the engineers have been distracted by this fight, so coals have spilled onto the deck.
Exactly that.
Yes.
There we go. So he is pinned down over these coals. Maybe it's the coals, maybe it's the furnace itself. He's pinned down somewhere hot.
Somewhere tasty.
And Thomas is on top of him. He is beating him. He is hitting him. He is pummeling him. They think that's it. He is dead. He is not in a good position
He's
at all.
melting.
He's melting. John, those who were standing around watching, saw John throw Thomas off and then stand over him and start pummeling as his shirt and even the flesh on his back smokes and smoulders off him.
That's dramatic.
Because of this burning, peels away, and this man stands beating another man to unconsciousness, to a pulp, as his very being smokes around him. And hence he is called
Okay.
Old Smoke.
Well, that's fair.
See,
Yeah.
it's
I'll give him that one.
pretty good. And like, they're saying it like he is scarred and his skin is falling off, but he will not stop the fight. It's a
Okay.
good name.
Yeah.
It's a good name that they've come up with. That is a terrifying sight.
That will be upsetting to watch.
I think most people would call it, Bernie Man, death! Screaming and running away.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So he has now got this reputation, Old Smoke. But he does leave New York for a bit. In 1851, he sails to San Francisco hoping to get in on the gold rush.
Okay.
So he goes there in California. Doesn't
do
well there, but ends up doing very well as a gambler. As the stories go, that he's like, whatever money he's got, he's skilled as a gambler, smart man. He ends up making enough money against gold prospectors. So this is the kind of tall tale that's spun, that he does whatever he needs to do in California, comes back with money. And he is also boxing professionally there as well. So whether he is using his fight money to gamble, but he's getting a nest egg, but he is doing well and he's got this reputation.
Set up his dream of a rabbit farm when he gets back.
That's
what I've always wanted to do.
What I've always wanted to
Breed
do.
rabbits.
I'm going to breed rabbits and I'm going to throw them into a meeting and everyone's going to be very confused. So he also decides he wants to challenge the prize fighter Yankee Sullivan
Okay.
when he gets back to New York. That's where he is based. This man is a champion and he issues challenge after challenge to Yankee Sullivan, who doesn't take the bait, who will not take the bait. Maybe he's afraid of John, whatever, but he is trying to get this fight because he knows it will get him money. But he's also integrating himself when John gets back to New York into the life of the 5 Points. And he is becoming integrated with the gangs. He is going to fight. He's going to work with the gangs. He's going to lead them. But he's also sort of making connections with people. And there's this another famous scene where he is in a bar. He's in a saloon. And he comes across a man named Captain Rinder, who was a Tammany Hall member. He's a politician. And apparently they're kind of getting to words. And Rinder asks if there are any prize fighters drinking with them, clearly wanting a bit of a brawl. John Morrissey turns around and says, I can lick any man in this place. He's like, didn't ask you that, but still, do you want to fight? It's fine. Apparently, 8 other men grab chairs and bottles and other weapons, and they go after John. So it's like, oh, okay, he's challenged us to a fight. And this man stands there fighting off everyone around them, fighting off everyone, battling everyone, until Rinder himself kind of goes, oh, this is fun. I'll join the thing, and whacks him over the head with a spittoon. And John goes down. But so impressed was the captain. So impressed, and he goes, I'll pay your medical bills, and I'd like you to become one of our enforcers for Tammany Hall.
Okay.
Because we're on your side, you're an Irishman, we're on the side of things. They're going, yeah, well done. It's a bit of a farcical fight, really, isn't it? It's like everyone came at him, and he's a big, strong man going, bop you on the head with a spittoon, but now I have your attention. I would like to pay you. So yes, the Tammany Hall, as I've said, is a political machine of the Democrats, Irish elite, and they would throw their political and financial might behind any man they believed in who would help them win votes. So they need to get the gangs on side, because certainly the know-nothings and the American Party are using the Bowery boys for that. So that is where John Morrissey and Bill the Butcher come in. They were both doing the same thing. Bill's role is to disrupt votes and make sure that Tammany couldn't win, whereas John's role is to make sure as many people as possible go to these polling stations and all these times of elections try and get this political favour. And they are wrestling people into the polling booths and all of these things and then fighting them away. John apparently would meet Irish immigrants on the docks. And their first experiences in America would be John kind of like, I am going to look after you. I'm going to take care of you. And he would give them a roof over their head, a job in the morning, promises. And I'm going to get you American citizenship. Just come with me this way. You're a citizen. Vote here, and fuck off. There we are. And at Tammany Hall, this gives John political influence, which would affect his later life. But it leads to him becoming leader of the Dead Rabbits. So he is now leading the Dead Rabbits. But then, finally, prizefighter Yankee Sullivan accepts John's challenge. The fight is on. Ooh, it's all going to come to a head. So, it's October 1853. You have the ring set up, looked over by 3,000 spectators. Old Smoke and Yankee Sullivan, ready to fight it out. Back in those days, there are only a few rules. No hitting below the belt. No hitting on anyone who's downed opponent. Do not leave the ring. No. Until it has been declared. That's it. The fight goes on until one boxer quits or falls to his knees. There's not a set amount of rounds. Nope. It's going to carry on.
Carries on until no one can stand.
Till it carries on. During the fight, it appears that Yankee Sullivan had the upper hand. He seemed to be besting John Morrissey. John Morrissey would not quit. No. Would not quit. Just kept going. It was during the 37th round, 55 minutes of this, that the judge declares a winner. And this winner is declared in this scene of chaos, really, because they have been fighting each other. And then there's all these different accounts that come out that Yankee Sullivan and John's seconds get into their own fight outside of the ring. They start fighting. A riot suddenly goes off. And Yankee Sullivan leaves the ring to support his second, to get involved in this fight. Others of that, Yankee Sullivan hit John with a bad blow. He refused to join the fight in time. All sorts of things are like, he did this, he did that. John Morrissey is declared the winner. He wins the fight. And it's seemingly like a technicality rather than a knockout, which is what everyone was waiting for. So John Morrissey wins. Yankee Sullivan, the champion, is disgraced and everyone is rioting. And this is really bad news for Bill the Butcher, who's just lost a lot of money. He has just put a big bet on there. And he's lost a bet to the leader of his rival gang. Yeah, that's not great. He very publicly and very loudly argued that John shouldn't be paid for his prize money, and then this leads to tensions all around, that Bill and John decide and will argue with each other. They decide to hash things out with a fight of their own. Two giants of the biggest gangs of New York. Ooh. Morrissey apparently approached Bill the Butcher at the City Hotel on the night of the July 27th. And boasted, you dare not fight me for $100. Name your place and time. Bill the Butcher sets the term, 7 a.m. next morning. Yeah, Amos Street, the docks. Bill the Butcher arrives at a rowboat, followed by hundreds of people who are waiting to see the fight of the century. And they're all standing there with popcorn or dead rabbits chewing on them like, yeah, lovely. And apparently, now, accounts of this go differently, but Bill and John circle each other, 30 seconds. John takes a swing, Bill ducks, and then Bill starts pummeling him. And he has the upper hand in this. He throws him to the ground and he is savagely beating him. He is biting, tearing at him, doing his usual, all his signature moves.
All his butcheriness.
All of his moves. He beats him so badly that John was scarcely recognisable by friends afterwards. It is declared that Bill has won.
Yeah.
Others would claim that Bill had, he played dirty and he had other people beat up John, but he has been declared the winner. He leaves in his rowboat and John is sitting there humiliated. He takes every opportunity to come after Bill and the Bowery boys again. The Bowery boys are trying to disrupt, obviously, all the political movements of Tammany Hall at the time. The Dead Rabbits are fighting the Bowery boys. There's stories that John Morrissey was at a bar on Broadway when he hears the sound of Bill's voice, and he turns around, he runs up to Bill and curses him out loud, and he pulls a pistol out and shoots 3 times at Bill's head, and every single time it misfires, and he's just like, motherfucker. Bill pulls out his own revolver. Another person says, no, you can't shoot an unarmed man because clearly his gun's not working. So Bill puts 2 knives down on the bar and says, fine, let's have a knife fight. And John goes, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Because I'm good with a gun in my fist, but you're Bill the Butcher.
You're actually a butcher.
You know how to use these. And so he backs out like, oh, God damn it. And this will go back and forth, apparently, for a while. All sorts of altercations and all sorts of things, allegedly from afar and from the gangs. But it would be months later. The 2 men were said to have clashed again at a saloon on Broadway, trying to fight each other. And Morrissey was apparently dragged away by police. But 2 of his enforcers of the Dead Rabbits, Jim Turner and a recently fired police officer, Lewis Baker, keep an eye on Bill after he leaves. And they follow him, allegedly under John's orders. And this is what happens, that they approach him and Turner advances, pistol in hand, when Poole said, don't murder me. Turner fired at Poole, Bill the Butcher, hit him in the knee. Poole fell instantly. Baker then jumped upon him and, drawing a 6-barreled revolver, said with an oath, now I have you and I will put you out of the way. He fired in quick succession twice at the prostrate man, the bullets, entering his left breast near the region of his heart.
That'll do it.
Bill didn't die.
Oh.
Until 11 days later.
Oh, he hung on in there.
He hung on in there. He was brought to his home. He lasted 11 days before he died of his injuries on the 8th of March, 1855. And his last words were, goodbye, boys. I die a true American. I think that's what they wrote down. I'm sure at the time it was like ah! He was 33. He was buried in Brooklyn's Greenwood Cemetery. Thousands of spectators turned out. Bill's shooters were all arrested, but their trials all resulted in hung juries. No, what a surprise. The clashes would continue between the Rabbits and the Bowery boys. The worst one happened after Bill's death in 1857. There was open warfare on the streets in July of that year, with hundreds of gang members fighting, many people wounded, 8 men were killed. Yeah, these huge fights. Morrissey got a complete makeover. He got a new suit, retired from prize fighting, and went on to become an actual political figure. He grew his political influence. He founded several gambling establishments and pubs. In the summer of 1860, he had an estimated net worth of then $200,000.
Wow.
Which is about 17 million. No, it's not 17. No, it's about 5 million in
it's
today's
a hell of a
time.
lot. God, yeah.
It's a huge amount.
Huge amount of money.
He ran for Congress in 1866. He won, despite rivals pointing out all the shit he's been doing in the past.
Got a bit of a past,
He's
man.
a congressman. What? He's like, nah. Served 2 terms until 1871. And he would always use his tactics to protect the Irish communities of New York. And he would use this phrase that we heard earlier again when other people would complain about him. He said about the politicians, I can lick any man in the house. And at the time, good fighting talk.
Good,
Nowadays, stop licking people.
Stop it. It is frowned upon.
I mean, it's a good way to, fox your enemy if you fighting them.
I'll give you a good licking.
Okay.
Not sure if I want that or not.
He apparently said inside the House of Representatives in one debate, he said, "I have been a wharf rat, a chicken thief, a prize fighter, gambler, and member of Congress. And if any gentleman on the other side wants his constitution amended, just let him step into the rotunda with me."
Very dramatic.
He would eventually grow tired of apparently corruption in office. He would retire, walk away from politics. In the spring of 1878, he died aged 47 of pneumonia. Yeah, quite young. The state of New York closed all offices. Flags were flown half-mast for him.
Wow.
He had 20,000 mourners in the street lining up to pay their respects. And he was buried just outside of Troy. Yes. But there is the story of the two leaders
Very cool.
of the two gangs of New York
I like it.
that we think we know so well, but now we know more of.
Now we know more.
And all the legends therein.
Love it.
Yay.
Very good. Yeah, it's good to see such a real history. So there wasn't a big old battle in the middle of the street with Liam Neeson.
There wasn't, no, the Bowery Boys and the Dead Rabbits had several battles between them. There was the big one that I mentioned, but that was after Bill the Butcher died. There's another massive one involving the Dead Rabbits. That was the New York City draft riots. And that's around the time of the draft, so 1863. So that's kind of amalgamated into the film a bit. And that was huge. That was 120 people died. I think probably people think it was closer to 1,000 people died and wounded. It caused the equivalent today of $39 million worth of damage.
That's a lot of smashed windows.
Yes. $1.5 million worth of property damage with that huge riot. But that's, what happened again. Fighting against the draft, fighting each other, and then that will just take over the streets as well. So huge, everything, what you see in the film isn't fiction. It's all amalgamated together.
Combined.
But that's the scale of what would happen, and that was the way of the gangs. Yeah.
Like it.
Yay!
Very good, very good.
Well, what do you think, people? What do you think of the story of Bill the Butcher, of John Morrissey, of the Dead Rabbits and the Bowery Boys? Do you know more fun tales of the gangs of New York? Are there areas of this piece of history you'd like us to delve into? As we said, Tammany Hall, some of the people. We got William Tweed. We didn't even get to him in there. Interesting figures. They're more corrupt and evil, their ways and everything. How much murder is going on? Well, I'm sure they're involved. All interesting ones we can cover on Patreon or future episodes. But tell us what you think. Jump on the comments of this episode. Share your thoughts, your feelings, your musings. Most importantly, you know what? Mix up a white rabbit.
Gone
That
down
was
the street.
tasty. Yeah.
Tasty.
After the initial sweet speed, it's quite pleasant.
But I'm still wanting to make some clips or something like that with it.
I was even now.
I'm very possibly.
Go on.
I'm
make
going
crepes.
bananas.
No bananas.
No. Well, I have it in their freezer. Only frozen bananas.
Well, that'll do. Toast them up all nice with cinnamon. We could do that. Well, okay, we're going to make crepes. But you guys make a White Rabbit 1837.
1837.
Or do a modern twist if you so wish. Let us know whatever you're drinking. When you listen to this episode, whenever you're listening to The Poisonous Cabinet in general, if you've got more suggestions of stories we can be covering in the future, more cocktails that we can do, please do message us, email us, contact us on Patreon. That's the best way. Or you can reach out to us on Instagram. That's where we are most of the time. And do keep giving us big, fat, juicy ideas for episode 300 because we are not far off. We are about a month away at the time of recording. So, yes, we need to think about what we're going to be doing because we'll take a break after that. We need to have fun and celebration and jack-o'-melons as far as the eye can see. Thanks for listening, guys. We have been the people inside the Poisoner's Cabinet. We will see you next week. And remember, your loved ones are trying to kill you.